You ever had someone just straight up take what's yours and think they won't get caught? Man, let me tell you, this Karen in my HOA, she was next level. I'm talking about a woman who thought my firewood stack was a community buffet. And honestly, it all started on a quiet little Friday night. The kind of night where you think the world's chill, until it ain't. I'd been stacking wood all week, working my fingers to the bone, sweat freezing on my forehead, 'cause it was that kind of cold where your skin actually stings. That stack was my baby, my warm spot in the middle of winter. Next morning, I step outside, coffee in hand, and I swear, something felt off. My stack, missing a couple logs. First, I laughed it off. Maybe one of the neighbor kids needed it for a snow fort, right? Wrong. That laugh died real quick. By the end of the week, more logs gone. And that's when I noticed her. Karen. She's that type, you know, the one. Always hovering like she owns the street, clipboard in hand, bossing everyone around. HOA president, of course. And apparently, she had her eyes set on my firewood like it was some kind of prize. At first, I thought about confronting her. Knock on her door, be all polite. But nah. Something told me this wasn't going to be a normal chat. Karen doesn't do normal. So I start watching. Every day. Hiding behind my blinds. Coffee mug ready. Pretending I'm just chillin'. And sure enough, she'd stroll right into my yard. Sunglasses on. A little smirk like she's sneaky. Grab a few logs, haul 'em back to her place like she's some Robin Hood of the neighborhood. But only robbing me. And here's the kicker. She thought I didn't notice. Big mistake, Karen. Big mistake. I tried subtlety first. Left a note on the stack. Hey, that's mine. Thanks. Yeah, that went over like a lead balloon. Next day, more logs gone. Then I went hardcore passive-aggressive. Put a sign. Steal my wood again, you'll regret it. She laughed. Right there, standing in my yard. Laughing like I was the joke. That's when I knew I needed a plan. And not just any plan, a Karen-level payback-type plan. Something she'd never see coming. I started collecting what she left behind. Bits of her trash, receipts, all the little things that scream Karen. I knew her patterns. She comes around late afternoon, right after her daily HOA meeting, always humming like she's winning the neighborhood lottery. That was my cue. Now, I ain't no fool. I didn't want to get arrested, sued, or end up on some reality TV dumpster fire. Nah, I needed clever. And the idea hit me like lightning. If she's gonna treat my yard like a self-serve store, then I'm gonna make it memorable. Something that screams, hands off, Karen. But I needed it to be subtle enough to protect me, loud enough to scare her, and definitely 100% Karen-proof. I spent nights researching, reading forums, talking to neighbors under the guise of small talk. Some folks suggested booby traps. But nah, not that kind of crazy. I wanted something smarter, something psychological. And then, I found it. Something she'd never forget. The plan was simple. Replace the missing firewood with special logs. Logs that looked identical, smelled the same, but, oh, they had a little twist. Nothing dangerous, nothing illegal. Just a surprise that would teach her a lesson in a way words never could. Let's just say, when Karen picked up that first log, she was about to learn the hard way that stealing ain't free. I set the logs up over a few nights, making it look like nothing had changed. Each log placed just right, mixed in with the regular ones. I even sprinkled some pine scent to keep it authentic. Karen, being the predictable Karen, didn't even suspect a thing. I could almost hear her internal monologue. This is mine. I'm getting away with it. Big mistake. The first encounter? Priceless. I stayed inside, coffee in hand, pretending I was just a regular neighbor. When I saw her tiptoe into my yard, gloves on, ready to snag a couple logs, she grabs one. And the reaction was instant. Her face twisted, eyebrows shooting up like she just touched something hot. She drops the log, jumps back like she just saw a ghost. And that's when I knew phase one was a success. Now she's panicking. She's pacing, looking around, talking to herself. Classic Karen. I'm inside, biting my tongue. Not a peep, just watching. She tries another log, same reaction. Now she's whisper yelling at the air. thinking someone's messing with her. I'm thinking, yeah, Karen, that's the idea. By the end of the weekend, she's completely freaked out. My firewood? Still intact. Not a single regular log missing. She's left my yard, muttering under her breath, probably plotting her revenge. And I'm sitting there sipping my coffee, smiling like a villain in a horror flick. But here's the thing, Karen doesn't learn lessons fast. She's the type who escalates. And that's when I realized I wasn't done yet. Not even close. Now Karen, she's relentless. Monday morning, she's back. Clipboard in hand, walking like she owns my property. I knew I had to step it up. Phase 2. This is where things get fun. I had done my homework. Found a way to make her think she was losing her mind without ever touching her legally. I replaced more logs, but this time with enhanced logs. These bad boys had a little extra. Something that smelled strong, reacted funny when handled. Nothing dangerous, just unforgettable. I call it my explosive replacement. Not literal explosions. Think of it as psychological fireworks. Karen walks in, humming again, all confident. Picks up the first log. And bam! Immediate reaction. She jumps, almost drops it. Looks around like the wind just whispered something to her. I can see the gears turning. Confusion, paranoia. That perfect mix of terror and embarrassment. She tries a second log. Same reaction. Now she's pacing like a caged tiger, muttering about how my yard is cursed or haunted. I'm inside, holding back laughter, imagining the neighborhood gossip. Did you hear about Karen? She thinks the woodpile is possessed. Classic. Here's the beauty of it. Karen's pride is her weakness. She's all about control, all about being right. And now, she's not in control of anything. She's terrified, confused, and totally powerless. And I'm just the calm observer, sipping my coffee, watching karma do its thing. By Tuesday, she's avoiding my yard. No more firewood theft. She tried calling me, asking if something was wrong with her hands. Yeah, Karen, my haunted logs are apparently terrifying you. But I just played dumb. The neighborhood? They noticed the change. People whispering, laughing quietly. And Karen? She's the punchline without even knowing it. But the payoff? Oh, it gets better. She started leaving passive-aggressive notes in my mailbox. Maybe you should mark your property. Hope you're careful with your firewood. Honey, I'm the one who's careful. Careful enough to make you sweat bullets over a few logs. She thought she was intimidating me. Little did she know, I was orchestrating the ultimate lesson in respect with style. By the end of the week, Karen was a changed woman. Or at least a more cautious one. Never touched my firewood again. Walked by my yard like she was avoiding a crime scene. And me? I kept my stack intact, enjoyed my fires, and every time I walked past those logs, I smirked. Sweet, satisfying victory. What I learned through all this is simple. Some people only learn lessons the hard way. And when they do, it's gotta be unforgettable. Karen, she got hers. And now, every winter, when I light up that fire, I remember that cold little Friday night when entitlement met its match. So here's the moral, straight talk. Don't mess with someone's property. Don't be a Karen. And if you are, well, just know karma's waiting. And sometimes, it comes disguised as firewood.